have difficult choices to make. But the decision spouses Nick and Brooklyn Schnarr had to make was the worst thing an expectant parent can go through. When Brooklyn was pregnant with her third child, her doctor confronted her with the fact that the baby would be born sick. Despite this, the couple decided not to terminate the pregnancy and vowed to love their son, whatever he was. They did not yet know what incredible surprise awaited them at the end. With everything behind them, Nick decided to tell the world their son's story to show other parents that miracles happen, even when you least expect them. For 10 months, my wife Brooklyn was carrying a very sick baby under her heart. The doctors told us he had hydrocephalus. This disease is also called hydrocephalus of the brain. We went to different doctors, to the best specialists we could find, and they unanimously stated that our baby's condition was very serious. At one point we were told that it was so bad that it made no sense to monitor the level of the fluid in the baby's brain, it wasn't going to get any better. We almost cried when we looked at the results of the CT scan. At one point the doctors said there was a 90% chance our boy would be gone right after delivery, and if he survived, it was scary to even imagine what kind of life awaits him. We met with specialists who explained to us how we would have to keep our baby alive. We endured a nightmarish lecture that at some point we might have to stop providing this support and let our son rest in peace. Brooklyn moved to Cincinnati, where the hospital was located, and lived in a hotel near it, in case of a sudden delivery. I was constantly rushing between cities, trying to both work and take care of our older daughters. On July 8th, I got the message. Brooklyn was in the maternity ward. I rushed to the hospital. Literally 15 minutes before the doctors began the C-section, we were given another lecture about how the baby would not be able to breathe on his own, and we might have to let the doctors let him go to heaven. Brooklyn was taken away. A few scary minutes passed and I heard it. My boy was screaming. He was breathing on his own, he was crying. I had never heard a more beautiful sound in my whole life. He is healthy. He looks like a perfectly normal, beautiful baby, and is living his first days as babies are supposed to. The doctors had to ventilate him briefly, but he held up just fine. How is this possible, after all the horror we have been through? To quote the doctor, medically, we can't find an explanation for what happened. Somehow the brain was able to break the blockade and equalize the fluid balance. During the time my wife and I spent in the hospital, I heard the words divine intervention and miracle more times than I could count. The world's most experienced nurses and doctors could hardly believe their eyes and cheered with us. It's hard to imagine how happy little Charlie's parents are now. It was as if a higher power had decided to reward them for their fortitude and willingness to love their son, whatever he was.